Hello everyone, my name is Monoyasha from Dreamvision Creations. I want to thank you for joining me today on part 2 on how to build your own DVC small hoof shoes. I'm going to start off with actually designing out the lining pattern for the foot, and then we're going to start building up the actual shape to create that digigrade look, that kind of illusion that your leg is more going backwards than forwards. I'm going to go over a bunch of different kinds of materials you're going to need for this one. You're going to need a pair of scissors, box cutter, a marker, some cutting gloves so you don't hurt yourself, some straight pins for holding the foam in place, duct tape, cling wrap, and most important, the foot duct tape dummy if you have access to one. For these boots, I'm actually going to make them so they go up to about the ankle height here, and then I can create a digigrade leg pattern and fabric that comes over top of it. I think I'm going to jump into, actually, just start doing the liner. I do already have an existing pattern for this, but for the tutorial's sake, I'm going to go ahead and do it completely from scratch. So I'm going to show you my process here. Cling wrap is very much my friend. I pretty much use it for most of my pattern making, that or recycle grocery bags, depending on the situation. I just jump right into it and just start taping. First, I'm starting to tape along the edge here, help hold it in place. I'm going to use my marker, and I'm going to mark out where my cut lines are going to be. So I'm going to have a line right here in the front. This is going to be a 2/2 spandex boot. I'm going to mark along the top here. I'm going to mark my back of my heel. I will be making an edit onto this heel and actually making it thicker so it gives my foot room to slide in. I'm making little hash marks so I can line up, even though I know I'm going to be adding on to this. 2 marks in the front. And I'm going to mark where my fabric is going to overlay my shoe. I'm going to go ahead and also label my inner liner here. This is the inside of the foot, so I'm going to write in. This is the outside, out. Because you can take this pattern and you can flip it and use it for your other foot as well. remove my pins. And very carefully, using my knife, I'm going to actually split the seam in the front so I can remove it. So we're not going to do any changes to the front of the foot, but I will be adding extra material here to the back. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this apart onto my pattern. Okay, so there's my added material. And I'm going to go ahead and just jump right onto it and transfer this to spandex. Okay, this kind of spandex is actually called athletic mesh. Kind of a spandex polyester blend. I really like to use it for lining my costumes because it breathes. As you can see, it's got holes in it. And it does have a stretch. So this one actually has a stretch only one way. So it doesn't have a vertical stretch, it has a horizontal stretch. So for this one we want to make sure that the stretch is along the ankle area. And I'm just going to focus on doing one foot. Okay, now it's time to pin this. I'm going to use some wonder clips, which I love using, especially with spandex. Time to run it through the sewing machine. Now, when you're doing a spandex fabric, you actually want to do a zigzag stitch. On your sewing, you start with a straight stitch and do your back stitch. You start and lock it in place. Done ski. Bring up all little stringies. Since this will be covered with fur and foam and stuff, I'm not too worried about the seams. Just need to test to make sure that it fits alright. And it helps with having to attach this cover. Now you can hand sew these covers on, or you can hot glue, it's up to you. For the sake of this, I'm just going to go ahead and hot glue it. Because I use industrial hot glue, it's not going to come back off after this point. It will forever be attached. If you can ever get a hold of a hot glue gun with a flat nozzle, they are really super helpful. Okay, so now this is attached. Got a little extra little flap right here that we don't need. Okay, now we can actually start building up the shape of the foot. Now we're going to figure out how do we want this foot to look. So by looking at references of horseshoes, or horse feet in general, you see here on the small camera, it's going to look like it's much thinner than it actually is. Here we go. And that's what I'm going to be doing with foam. So I'm going to take a 1-inch foam, I'm going to wrap it around here. I'm going to make it stop at this point. I'll glue and attach it to the fabric. And then I'll build up a separate piece of foam back here to create that part of the foot, and then it'll transition into my digigray pants, which will come down, overlap this section of fabric. But for now, I'm going to leave the foaming section for part 3 of how to make your own small hoof shoes. So please, come back to my next video and we'll go on to make the foam process, and then we'll continue on to adding bottoms and doing the first stage.